Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Banded PR. Haven't seen you in a long time. Haven't done an interview in quite a bit. Today, I'm here with Roxx of Roxx Revolt and the Velvets. So awesome to talk to you today.
Hello.
Hi. This month, we had the challenge of bringing one woman to the table who we feel is a firehouse in the industry. And right off the bat, I knew that my pick had to be you, Roxx, because I just think you are just such a fierce femme. You really bring it to the table. I think you're just such a doll, and you're so powerful in what you do.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
my first question for you is, I'm a name girl, so obviously we've got Roxx and we got Kiki. What is Roxx short for?
Roxette.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I actually I'm named after a band, so
Oh, cool.
I couldn't use my name to do anything, so I have to shorten up to Roxx.
Awesome. Well, no,
Yeah.
I love it too because I'm short for Carlin, and my brother has autism, so he just started calling me Kiki as soon as he could talk. And I've always been a name person. I always love the fun names that catch your eye, and I remember hearing just the name of your band for the first time and being like, "That's funky. I really like that." So I
Well,
wanted to
very
ask
fun
about
part.
the name. I wanted to
The
ask
name
about
is
the
like
name.
super long. The name of the band is super long. We have a few fights about it. We're like, oh, this is too long. We should shorten it up, whatever, whatever. But I appreciate that you like it.
But I really loved hearing about your story, how you came into the US and how you started out singing choir. I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know when in your life, if there was a specific moment, you felt the pull towards rock and roll.
Um, okay. I don't know. I don't know exactly how old I was, but I think I was like around 13 and 14.
Okay.
13, no, I was around 13. Whenever I discovered Guns N' Roses and Hope. Those are
Wow.
like two weird bands like that have nothing in common. I discovered Guns N' Roses and I was like, wow, I want to perform like that. And then for some reason I was watching a movie and in the soundtrack, I think it was a Liv Tyler movie. And in the soundtrack, there was a song made by Hope. I think it was Violet, if I'm not. No, it was Olympia, I think. Anyway, I hear the song and I just like, I need to find the song. I need to find the song. I need to find the song. I found the song. And then I heard Violet by Hole and it's just like, it just clicked for me. I was just like, wow, I want to sing like this. I always wanted to sing. I always wanted to do music. But I feel like after I saw other things, besides what we usually see on TV and like the trendy artists by then, it
Absolutely.
it just kind of clicked for me.
Courtney Love was always an artist that I feel like she never got a chance the way that a lot of other women did. And not that to say that, like, it was easy for women in this industry ever, because it never was. But I feel with Courtney, I feel like
She's being treated like shit. That's the whole thing.
yeah,
Exactly.
especially with Kurt's passing and everything, I just feel like she just wasn't given the justice she deserved when she
Yeah,
came out. So I
yeah,
love
yeah. I
that
feel
you love Courtney.
sadly, I think like her personality distracted people from her talent. It was different timings. I think if she had come out right now, people would have loved her. But back then, it was different timings, and it was bad. But I mean, she influenced a lot of people, and a lot of people actually love Courtney Loving also.
Yeah.
And I mean, you really cannot ask for anything better. But the whole Kurt Cobain thing and the murder and all that stuff is just a lot of cloud on top of that. It's
Oh,
just
yeah. One of the things that I feel like your band proves to a lot of people is you're here for the music. You can hear it in the music. I love dissecting your discography when it comes to like you vocally and the boys instrumentally. I think it's such a fun piece of music and music history, honestly, since you guys are a part of this brand new wave of rock and roll. It's fun to dissect. And honestly, I don't think I would have guessed Hole. I really don't think I
Yeah.
would have.
Is that the
So
first time I
I'm
heard that?
glad that I found that out today. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no.
know I read your bio on the website, and you had a couple of influences on the website that you had cited, and Courtney was one of them, which I was like, nice, because she was the one chick. Are there any other women that really inspired you the way that Courtney did, or even in a slight of how Courtney did?
Uh, Not necessarily as much as Courtney, but I really, really, really admire Chrissy from the Pretenders.
Oh yeah, Chrissy Hines.
And I
Love it.
think that one you can hear a little bit in the music, especially
I
when I work
definitely
on
can.
myself on songs and stuff. I Most of the stuff I write is a little softer than what we usually do in the band.
Yes.
And I think you can hear a little more of the influences over there. But I love Chrissy, and people think I'm like all about Joan Jett stuff. I like Joan Jett; she's badass. But I feel like, uh, you kind of like connect better with certain artists.
Yes.
I feel like Crazy and Corny Love were those for me. I also like do you know the Distillers?
Yeah,
Brody Dale, when I was 15 or 16,
absolutely.
I was crazy about the Distillers. So
I
I
love that.
not just rock, I really like pop culture too.
Yes.
So I say people like Madonna.
Madonna. Yes.
Madonna is huge for me too. So yeah.
She's timeless. And
She has balls. I can
yeah,
respect anybody who's got balls. And I mean, she did very smart moves in the industry. Whatever
very
she did,
smart.
she did it. She did it. She was very like authentic. I respect authenticity a lot. As a,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I feel like you have a lot of balls, and it goes without saying because I mean, you came here from Venezuela at what? How old were you when you came here from Venezuela?
21 or 22. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 22 now. I couldn't imagine like moving to a whole new country and like trying to. How was that like maneuvering wise for you? Was it scary?
Not really, because I came in and I applied for a political asylum. I used to come here on vacation every year, and I have like a little bit of family over here. And honestly, the situation in my country, it was terrible, and it was deteriorating by the minute. So it was basically having to make a choice between what you wanted to be and the place where you're at. I always knew I wanted to come in here and try to make it over here with the music. I had a band over there. My plans was just to go national over there with my band, which we were doing. We were doing really good, and then kind of make the jump from there to here. I was already writing Spanish and English too, so it wouldn't be a problem for us. But I mean, things when we didn't go out as planned. Like the economy went down. Anytime we were trying to tour, we were trying to go out. There was like a lot of robbery happening on the streets and stuff, the insecurity, criminals and stuff. I just decided that it was time just to make the jump. I need to at some point just because of that. So it wasn't a hard decision to make. It wasn't anything hard to handle. Of course, it was hard to leave my parents and my dog and all of that. But when I came here, I didn't think I was not going to be able to go back or go visit or anything. After I was here, I found out about all of that and all the rules and all of that. So that's what made it hard. The fact that I couldn't go back at least like once or twice a year to visit. That's what made it
Wow.
hard. But the moving part, it was I didn't have to go through any crazy thing when I moved or when I got here on an airplane and stuff. It wasn't that crazy. It was all the paperwork and all the processes that I still to this day do just to be legal here in this country.
Yeah.
Of course, now that I don't see, a lot of people that I love, and I lost a lot of people just because of the distance. It's difficult. That's the difficult part. Not the
Absolutely.
movement.
Absolutely. Human connection is very, very important.
Yeah, exactly.
When you have your parents that are very, I know my mom is very supportive of me and my dreams, and I'm sure your parents are as well.
Yeah.
So even as hard as it was to get up and go, and as hard for them it probably was for you to get up and go, they probably knew that this was the thing that was meant for you.
Yeah, no, they were very supportive. My mom didn't want me to go or anything, but at the same time, I mean, I was an adult and I needed to do what I needed to do. You know, if I didn't have to move or if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't do it because of course I want to leave their family behind and stuff, you know. But it is what it is, you know. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Is Florida, so Florida, was that because you had family in Florida or the culture?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I have family in Florida. The culture here, it's there is culture and there's people who works hard on the art. There's a lot of talent from all over the world. But, you know, culturally, Florida doesn't have the best reputation.
Yes. My thing that I really loved about hearing you for the first time is I feel like with you, you know no bounds, and that is a great thing. Something that I took from your bio from the website that really stuck out to me that I loved is when at the final paragraph your bio said, it's not just the looks that makes Roxx stand out against the crowds. It's just who she is. She's fiery, glamorous, and unapologetically authentic. To her, it's important to not just portray a rock star and musician, but to truly be one. And I love that about you because you do have this energy about you that I feel like is not something that people are used to on this planet. And I mean, does that ever get challenging that you're not confined to anything? You're not confined to a box or
I don't know.
You're just you?
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm being myself. So honestly, nah. You know, I don't.
Yeah, I just think that sometimes confidence can be hard for people. It doesn't seem like it's hard for you.
Well, at the beginning, whenever I started the band with the guys, I don't know, my relationship with them, it was of course like it was like you have to adapt like everything else. So I realized I could be a little abrasive sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't know it. I don't mean to be mean or anything. I'm just like sometimes I'm very straight up. And but with time I have learned that I need to kind of balance that out. And I know that doesn't have anything to do with looks or anything, but I mean, we're talking about personalities. But besides that, I've never had a problem with it. You know, I've never had a problem with being who I am because honestly, I'm not
Never been
trying.
afraid of the stage, nothing.
The only problem I had with my personality is that sometimes I say stuff that I shouldn't, just because I say what I think. You know what I mean? But I think as you're growing up as a person, you learn how to balance that.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Being honest is a blessing, but could also be a curse. Yeah. And I think I learned that by meeting new people over here that didn't know me since I was a kid. Like making new friends and realizing some stuff I did or some stuff I said could be a little too much for people to handle, and they would think it was rude or just too out there for them. But
now, is that a good outlet?
My stuff for anybody. So
is that a good outlet when it comes to writing?
Sometimes, you know, sometimes you'd be surprised that most of the songs that whenever I make a song or not, it just comes with lyrics. I write stuff on my own, and sometimes I use some of those lyrics that I write for nothing and put in songs here and there. But I really don't know. I don't really think much about the writing process or anything. I try to keep it as clean and simple as possible.
Yeah.
So whatever comes in, whatever
just comes. No, I love it. I wanted to know, Are you the sole writer when it comes to the lyrics and
Yeah, and
kind of do
sometimes
a collective?
whenever I be having trouble like singing some stuff, I'll be like, "Hey, you think this sounds better or that?" And the guys give me some ideas. So yeah, I write most of the lyrics, but there's also cooperation from the band, of
You
course.
get to bounce off each other.
Yeah, I think that we all like to do that. Like we like to have the other one involved in whatever we're doing.
Well, that's awesome. I think it's
Hmm.
really it's very special to have that within a group of people where you kind of just think the same way and somehow a product can come about when that thought process is able to somehow blend together and work. I
Yeah.
I was also wondering, um, my big thing that I've noticed on your social media with your shows is you tend to play shows strictly in Florida at the moment. Was that a strategy for you guys?
No, it's definitely not a strategy. We just started here, and when bands are started, bands, I have a thick accent right now. When bands are starting, it is what we have at hand. The people here that started here in the band, that start putting connections. At the beginning, it was even difficult to play here because nobody knew us, and then we just show up and wanted to play. Or like, what the fuck is these people? But after a while, like we can play here anytime we want because we've been playing around here for a little bit. But definitely not a strategy. We just started here, and now we are expanding to different cities. So
Yeah, I heard in your interview with Chloe, LA was a big blip in your mind. Is that
just
still
close,
something? This
just
close?
close, just close.
Ah! So excited for you guys. That makes me so happy because I've noticed that and the way that the draw out has been for your audiences in Florida. You guys have picked up quite a following down there. It's insane.
It's crazy. Like I was just thinking about that. Like just by the fact that I'm not from here and I moved here and I play shows for a lot of people here and I play shows out of Florida too. Is for me it's an achievement. It's a little step into what I want to be and who I want to become. So I'm very proud of that.
You should
And
be proud of
um,
yourself.
and I met so many good friends here in Florida just because of music. So it's just music is a beautiful thing. And I don't know. I'm not surprised because it's not something that is surprising me because I've been putting a lot of work. We've been putting a lot of work into building a fan base and playing shows and finding venues and just meeting these people that's gonna move us around a little bit and we can meet more people so we can play more shows.
Absolutely.
So I'm not surprised by it, but I'm very grateful and I don't know. I'm just like so happy about that fact. And I'm sure like whenever we play different areas, different cities, and we're gonna build a fan base there too. You know,
Absolutely.
we
You will
put a
have
lot of
a
fucking work,
following.
balls, and a lot of fucking work in what we do. So
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's awesome. You will see in different territories, people will come to love you in different ways and they will express that differently. I know like here in Boston, we're all loud as hell. So I mean, we'll probably be a rallying crowd for you. I know Max Saturn just played here in January and they were like, we are never skipping Boston because they are so cool. So I can't.
Max Tanner is pretty good.
They're fun. They're
Yeah,
really groovy and the show was such a great time and I just can't wait for you guys to start exploring different areas of the country because I feel like that's going to be so fun. I know when you guys talked to Chloe, that was back when Chloe lived in Texas, and she was like, "Oh, you guys come to Fort Worth so bad," and you had talked about how you wanted to see Austin, and I'm so excited for you guys to hit that
we're
point.
doing it. We're actually doing it. We got a band. We're doing it. We did a
Yay!
little tour
Oh, I'm
last
so
year.
excited.
Yeah, we did a little tour last year. We went to New York and all of that. When we played New York, it was amazing. We played DC. We played. I'm bad with uh, city names and all of that, but we played a bunch of cities, and it was all cool. It was amazing.
Well, you guys have been trailblazing this past couple of years. You guys had Shotgun just released in January, and then Birdie Like Woman was released a little prior to that. How has the success of those been kicking off for you guys? You guys
I think we're doing pretty good. We're getting a lot of streams all the time. People, like, whenever we play shows, people knows the songs, which is what everybody actually can hope for, you know. So we are doing good. I think that the challenge in the band right now, music wise, is just that we recorded this album like a little over a year ago, and it was, you know, all the work and the time that it took a little for like a long time to be done between all the mixing and all the songs.
Absolutely.
But I feel like all the songs are a little different one from the other because we were kind of finding our sound in this particular album that we're going to release soon. So that's the only challenge. But besides that, we're doing pretty good. And I feel like even though for me that's a challenge, a lot of people have told me they come to appreciate the fact that we put a lot of different things on the table, but they still have the same essence of things. So
absolutely,
we've been doing good.
It's still that same aesthetic, but I also notice, you know, Birdie Like Woman is very different from Shotgun. Shotgun gives me a very hunky sound, and there's all different. I know you guys all have different influences. I know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the songs have different influences, like different. Somebody prefers one song, the other one prefers another, and the songs that each one prefer are more associated with them. You know.
Yes, it's a very secular music influence, and I think it's doing you guys justice. I think it works very well.
Thank you.
Do you have anything that we can share about what's to come?
Well, what's to come? Well, I'm just gonna tell you that we just finished the mastering of one song that was missing just to have it ready for the album. So there's an album coming.
Woohoo!
In the next month and a half or 2 months. We're just waiting for it to publish, but it's ready. The design, everything is ready. So
that's awesome.
We are also putting a tour together, and it's gonna happen by the end of May, beginning of June. So we're like working on some dates for that. And we have a big show coming up the 24th, where we're gonna be opening for Winery Dogs.
Wow.
At Janus Live. So that's gonna be, I think, our biggest show so far.
That's awesome. I'm very excited for you guys. You guys are on the road to just a waving successful career. I'm so excited to see all of it. Well, thank you very much, Roxx, for sitting down with me today. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you.
We should sit down and talk more often.
Oh my gosh, I should get a plane ticket and come down to Florida.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll come see you guys. Sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
I love the decoration you have in the back.
Thank you. The vinyl. I just moved in probably in October, and I was like, guys, we should make a record wall. I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this fantastic interview with Roxx from Roxx Revolt the Velvets. Keep checking in from Banded PR to see more updates, and we will see you back here again soon.
Ciao.
See you later, guys.
With all I need, with all my friend, that's me.